Okay. Today we'll also do some revision because we have already about to finish the course. We don't have much left, maybe one lecture or something like that. Okay. Uh, there is not much material left in the course book. So it's better
السلام
today.
عليكم دكتور.
Alaikum
وعليكم
assalam.
السلام.
So it's better today to revise. Um, this will be helpful for the quiz tomorrow. Okay. But before we revise, we will first we start with discussing these 2 or 3 slides. We should have discussed this yesterday, but we'll talk about it today. Okay. We are going first, before the revision, we are going to talk about the countable and uncountable nouns. I know this is not the first time to talk about this, but it will be useful if we discuss it again. Okay, as you can see here, countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, what is the difference between countable and uncountable? How do you know? How do you know that this noun is countable or uncountable? Okay, countable nouns can be singular, like when you say a boy, and it can be plural, so you can change any noun you can change from singular to plural is countable. Like when you say a boy, singular, and it can be plural, so you say boys. So if any noun can have singular and plural form, it's countable. And also the countable noun, you can count. You can count means you can use numbers. Like when you say 1 boy, 2 boys, 3 boys. Okay, so this is countable. What about the uncountable? So the countable, the noun can have 2 forms. Any countable noun can have 2 forms, can be singular or plural. But the uncountable noun, you cannot change the form. They have only one form, like the word rice. Only one form, rice. Money, only one form, money. Okay, so you cannot put s to make plural. You cannot say rices, you cannot say monies. So it has only one form. You cannot count, you cannot use number, you cannot say 1 rice, 2 rices, 3 rices, you cannot use that. So this is the basic difference between the 2 types of nouns. The first one, any noun that can have singular and plural is countable. But the uncountable has only one form. It's usually singular and there is no plural for it. Okay, there is no problem with countable nouns. Okay, most English nouns can be countable, but a few are uncountable. Here are some examples. Some
دكتور
examples, yes.
ترى ما يبين عندنا شيء يعني باوربوينت أو سلايد بالشاشة. هي
Now,
الحين أوكي.
okay. So let's have a look again at what I was saying. Okay, I was talking about this. I was talking about the countable and uncountable, right? I said countable nouns can be singular or plural, like a boy, boys. So if any noun in English, if any noun has singular and plural forms, is countable. Also, countable nouns, you can count. You can use 1, 2, 3 before the noun. You can say 1 boy, 2 boys, 3 boys. Okay? So if you want to check, if this noun is countable or not, make it plural. If it can be plural, so it's countable. Because countable nouns have singular and plural form. But the uncountable nouns, we cannot change the form. We cannot change the form, mean they have only one form. They have only one form. For example, rice, money, you cannot put S to make plural. You cannot say rices, you cannot say monies. You cannot also use numbers. You cannot say 1 rice, 2 rices, 3 rices, 1 money, 2 money, 3 monies. So the most important difference or thing you use to differentiate between countable and uncountable is this. If the noun has singular and plural, it's countable. Okay? As I said some time ago, that most English words are countable nouns, but a few are uncountable. Like these examples, usually abstract nouns are uncountable. Abstract nouns اللي هي الأسماء المعنوية. يعني ايه أسماء معنوية؟ مو شيء مادي. Like love, happiness. دي مو شيء مادي تقدر تمسكه بإيدك، يعني شيء معنوي. friendship, hatred, كراهية، الإخلاص, honesty, الأمانة. These are abstract nouns, so they are uncountable. These 3 words are confused with Arabic. 3 كلمات دول في مشاكل فيهم مع العربي، لأن في العربي هي أسماء معدودة. But in English, no. Advice is uncountable noun. So you cannot say an advice, and you cannot say advices. Information is uncountable noun. So you cannot make it plural. اتفقنا ان uncountable noun ما يصير احولها من مفرد الى جمع. So you cannot say advices, you cannot say informations. News, singular. News is singular. Furniture, luggage. أثاث, أمتعة. Okay? So this is also, you cannot say furnitures, you cannot say luggages. So this is also uncountable. Rice, sugar, butter, water. Electricity, equipment. يمكن كلمة equipment عليها مشاكل إن في العربي معدودة. equipment معدات. في العربي معدات. But in English, no. In English, the word equipment is uncountable noun. Money. Okay? So we have countable and uncountable. Countable nouns can be singular and plural. Like boy, boys, man, men, person, persons, okay, mobile phone, mobile phones, okay, house, houses, and so on. Uncountable noun, they are usually singular and they don't have plural. But some words can be countable and uncountable, but the meaning will change. For example, hair, the word hair. Can you count your hair? Can you count the hair covering your head? Of course not. If you say, I cut my hair, If you are talking about the hair on your head, covering your head, it's uncountable because you cannot count it. But if you are drinking coffee and you find a hair in your coffee, you can count it. You can count. You can say there are 2 hairs in my coffee. So here it's different. So here, if it is countable, you mean 1 thread, شعرة واحدة أو 2. You can find them in your food or you can find them in your drink. But when you talk about your hair, it's uncountable. Also, the word light. The word light can be countable and it can be uncountable depending on the meaning. Depending on the meaning or the use of it, the context. If you say there are 2 lights in our bedroom, so in your bedroom you can count how many lights. Lights here means lamp, bulb. الليت اللي متركب في الغرفة, you can count. But close the curtain, there is too much light. Why do we use curtains? ليه بنستخدم ستائر في الغرفة؟ عشان نحجب ايه؟ الضوء. هل الضوء اللي داخل ده اللي هو sunlight, ضوء الشمس, تقدر تعده؟ It's uncountable. So when you mean the light, generally, light coming from the sun or from any source, it's uncountable. But when you mean the lamp in your room or in your house, so it's countable. So it depends here on the context. The word room. Room can be countable and it can be uncountable. It depends on the meaning. The meaning will change. You can say our house has 7 rooms. So you can count the rooms in your house. You can say 1 room, 2 rooms, 3. We have sitting room, we have bedroom, we have dining room. So you can count the rooms. But if you say, is there room for me to sit here? Is there room for me means is there space for me? Okay, واحد جاي يقعد في الوسط كده واحنا قاعدين. قلنا له sorry, there is no room for you. There is no room for you. ما في سعة لك. So here when we use room in this meaning, it is uncountable. So it depends. If you use room here, as in this example, our house has 7 rooms, so it's countable. But if you use room means space, is there room for me? Is there a space for me to sit here? So here it's uncountable. Also the word work. Work is usually uncountable. Work is usually uncountable. When you say I have no money, I need work, you cannot say works. And this is one of the mistakes. Some students put work plural, so you say there is no works. You cannot say there are no works. You can say there are no jobs. You can say there are no jobs, but you cannot say there are no works, because work is uncountable. But if you say Macbeth, this is a name of a play. Macbeth دي اسم مسرحية لشكسبير. Okay, is one of Shakespeare's greatest works. أما نقول ماكبث اللي هي المسرحية دي واحدة من أعمال شكسبير. واحد فنان بيرسم عمل 20 لوحة مثلا، فنقول he made 20 works. سوى 20 عمل فني. يبقى إذن هنا عمل فني أو عمل. This is this is countable. لكن عمل بمعنى شغل بمعنى وظيفة is uncountable. Okay. So as we said, some words can be countable and it can be uncountable. It depends on the use. Chicken, chicken. When we use the word chicken, we can use it countable or uncountable. لو انت بتربي دواجن مثلا، نقول عندي كام؟ We have 10 cows, 15 chickens on our farm. يقدر يعدهم. This is countable. But when you mean chicken, the meat of a chicken، لما تتكلم على لحم الدجاج، okay، اللحم نفسه as food, it's uncountable. You say I ate some chicken. I ate some chicken means I ate a piece of chicken meat. So here it's uncountable. So generally, this is the difference between countable nouns and uncountable nouns. But we said some words can be countable and uncountable. It depends on the use or the sentence. But this is very important, especially the word advice, the word information, news, furniture, luggage. We cannot make them plural. We cannot say advices, we cannot say informations. Why? We cannot say furnitures or luggages because these are uncountable nouns. And uncountable nouns cannot be plural. Okay? So if you look at this, we said we have countable and we have uncountable nouns, right? A or an. If you use a or an, make sure that the next word is countable. لو كتبت a أو an لازم تتأكد إن الكلمة اللي وراهم countable singular، تكون countable و singular مفرد، لأن a و an استحالة تيجي plural، لأن a و an means one، فلازم يكون اللي وراه، يعني يقول a boy. يعني if you look at this when we said a boy، لما حبيت احطها plural لازم احذف الآ، لان آ ما تصير with plural. You cannot use it with plural, so we say boys. So a and an, we cannot use them with uncountable, but we must use a or an with countable nouns. That's why you cannot say a money. ما تقدر تقول a money. Okay? And you cannot say an advice. ما تقدر تقول an advice. لأن احنا قلنا إن an بتيجي مع countable وadvice uncountable. ما تقدر تقول an information. In information uncountable. An is used with countable. Okay? So when we use a or an, we use them with countable singular. But this, look here, a lot of is neutral. Neutral يعني محايد. Neutral means you can use with countable and uncountable. A lot of. You can say a lot of students. A lot of students. Students countable. Okay? And you can say a lot of people countable. And you can also say a lot of money uncountable. So you can use a lot of with countable and uncountable. Also you can use some with countable and uncountable. You can say some people countable. You can say some money uncountable. But some with affirmative, positive. some لازم استخدمها مع الجمل المثبتة مو المنفية ولا السؤال. ليه؟ لأن في النفي والسؤال استخدم any. We use any with negative and questions. So these three are safe. الثلاثة دول أمان. A lot of, some, any. You can use with countable or we can use with a uncountable. But here, these are different. Many, countable, we say many people, many students. Okay? Or few. Say, I have a few friends. Countable. And the opposite here, we have much and little. You say much money or little money. So much, little with uncountable, many and few with countable. Okay? So they are different. So if we look at this slide, it summarizes the whole idea. دي بتلخص الفكرة كلها. إن when you use a or an, make sure that the noun is countable and singular. A lot of, we don't have any problem with a lot of. We can use a lot of with countable or uncountable. Can use some with countable or uncountable. Any, countable and uncountable. But we said we use any with negative and questions. Here, many and few only with countable, much and little only with uncountable. Okay? Have a look again at this slide because it's important. Okay, now let's do this exercise. Here, you're going to choose the best word. Which word will be will fit the blank here, whether it is countable or uncountable? Okay, let us see your answer. The first one, we are going to be late. There is too much or many traffic. What do you think?
Much.
Too
Okay.
much. Too much
Okay.
traffic.
traffic، الازدحام المروري، ازدحام نقدر نعده traffic. Can you make the word traffic plural? No. So the word traffic is uncountable. That's why we say much. Okay. دايما الأسماء المعدودة معدودة، فنقدر نقول the number. يعني مثلا أقول the number of students، عدد الطلبة. اوكي. الأسماء المعدودة لها اسم تاني، بدل countable nouns نقول number، لأن ممكن أستخدم معاها number. The number of people, the number of students, the number of books, the number of boys. الأسماء الغير معدودة لها اسم تاني غير uncountable، لها اسم amount يعني كمية. هل أنا بقول number of money ولا amount of money؟ هل بقول بنقول عدد من النقود ولا كمية من النقود؟
العدد.
ازاي عمر ما حد يقول عدد من النقود. خلاص. النقود، هل النقود معدودة عشان نقول عليها عدد؟ خلاص. النقود uncountable، فدايما نقول ايه amount of money. اذا كان الاسم غير معدود نستخدم معاه كلمة amount. نقول مثلا amount of rice ولا number of rice؟
amount.
لأن الأرز بالكمية مو بالعدد. مش هتروح المطعم تديله اديني 10 حبات رز مثلا. Okay, you cannot say that. كمية amount. Okay. So here if you look at this example.
Amount of people.
Yes.
A number.
Here نقول amount
people,
of people ولا number of people؟
People it's countable, so number of people.
Yes. لو قلنا amount of people يعني ايه؟ يعني هنوزن الناس مش هنعدها. لو قلنا amount of people هتوزنيهم بالوزن بالكيلو. خلاص. Here we say the amount ولا the number of people. People countable, so they are number. So the number of people. اوكي. شوفوها كأنها conversation، كأنه dialogue، حوار بين اثنين. واحد بيقول للثاني we are going to be late. There is too much traffic. The other one said, yeah. The number of people driving is incredible. I've never seen this. Much or many cars?
Many.
many
Cars
Money
countable.
car.
money.
many
Yes, cars countable. You can count cars, so we say many cars. Okay. Okay. This is also conversation between two. The first one, can you bring soda to the picnic? I don't have some or any.
Any
Any.
for negative.
Yes, the
Any.
sentence here is a negative. I don't have. So with I don't have, we use any. قال له yeah, I think I think I've got some or
Some,
any
some,
left.
Some.
Yes, I think I've got some left over from the party. Okay. How do you feel? How do you feel? You ask someone, maybe one of your friends, maybe one of your friends got a new job, and you are asking her or him, how do you feel about your new job? Do you have as
Many.
much or many responsibilities as
Money.
you used to?
Money.
Yeah, responsibilities. طالما الكلمة لها مفرد وجمع تبقى معدودة. Yes, responsibilities. This is plural, so it's countable. Yes, correct. We say many responsibilities. Responsibilities. مو واضح ان هي فيها IES جمع. يعني هي كانت responsibility وحولناها الى plural فصارت responsibilities. وانا قلت طالما الكلمه لها مفرد وجمع تبقى countable، واحنا بنستخدم many مع countable. طيب خلينا اقول لكم شيء. لو بتتخربطوا يعني بيحصل عندكم تداخل، هو مين مع مين؟ يعني بالانجليزي يقولوا ايه which is which. يعني ايه which is which؟ يعني which one is for countable which one is for uncountable. انا بتخربط، اي واحده مع countable واي واحده مع uncountable، ماتش ولا ميني، بعد شويه انسى. عشان to resolve this problem، عشان نحل المشكله دي، نحفظ الكلمه مع مثال. يعني ما نحفظ الكلمه بروحها. هديكم مثال سهل. لما بنسال عن العدد او بشتري شيء من البائع ويحب يقول لي كم واحده، كم حبه هتاخد، يقول لي ايه؟ يقول لي هاو ماتش ولا هاو ماني؟
How many?
هاو ماني.
how many
يبقى لما نسال عن العدد بنقول ايه؟ هاو ماني. اذا ماني للكاونتبل، ماني للمعدود. وبما ان ماني للمعدود يبقى ماتش للانكاونتبل. دي طريقه عشان اتذكر بيها. في طريقه ثانيه. when we ask about the price do we say how many or how much?
Much.
How much?
How
how
much?
much.
يعني
how much يعني ايه؟ يعني how much money. انا بسأل عن السعر، بسأل على money اللي هي uncountable باستخدام much. اذا much بتيجي مع uncountable، يعني many مع countable. لما احب اخلي ذاكرتي ما تتخربط، احفظ النص. يعني ايه احفظ النص؟ يعني احفظ ماتش مع ايه؟ uncountable. بس خلاص، يبقى الثانيه بقى اللي هي ميني هتيجي مع ايه؟ مع countable. احفظ واحده. Okay. How do you feel about your new job? Do you have as
much.
okay
Many.
many responsibilities as you used to? The
Mhm.
other one said, oh, the job is great. The job is great. I have about the same amount or number of work.
Amount.
amount.
احنا من
Amount of
شوية
work.
قلنا work ايه uncountable. So say amount of work. To do as before. But I have less or fewer stress.
Fewer.
less أصلها little. less أصلها ايه little.
Okay.
وfewer أصلها few. less
Less.
أصلها little with
Fewer.
uncountable noun. وfewer مع
less.
countable.
Less.
stress.
Less stress.
Yes, stress الضغط.
Mm.
pressure. Yes, it's less stress. And less or fewer problems.
Fewer.
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 Yes, problems countable.
Yes.
So we say fewer problems. Okay. So this is what I want to start with, just because this is very important in the language, to use a or an correctly, to use a lot of. شايفين هنا ما حطيناش a lot of ولا مرة. ليه؟ لأن هي تصلح في كل الأحوال. لو انتوا بتكتبوا جملة وتخربطتم you are not sure، انتوا مو متأكدين هنستخدم much ولا نستخدم many، انقذ نفسك واستخدم ايه a lot of.
لا.
ليه؟ استحالة تكون غلطان.